to the top 4 podcast, arguably the best football podcast in the world.
The Jeremy Clarkson's
I know that's what I can't
in the world.
I literally can't say in the world without thinking of Jeremy Clarkson driving over like a massive bridge in a car. So, but yeah, anyway, we're coming quick. I say thick and fast. We're coming quick and fast with the Euro updates. Quarterfinals are en route. Depending when you listen to it, they might not have started yet. The quarterfinals, you could already all happened. So yeah, we're gonna dive in and look at the 4 games to happen in a very surprising and shocking Euro 2020. I think the first place, obvious place to start is first game to be played in the quarterfinal. Spain versus the underdogs, but one of the big shockers of the tournament, Switzerland.
Huge for them, massive.
And I think the only place we can start, because we haven't had a chance to talk about it, is the France-Switzerland game. We all watched that, didn't we?
One of the best, definitely in recent years, one of the best games I've watched. Just, full of drama. There's a fact that Pogba, doing his little dance celebration when they 3-1 up, all class, everyone's loving life, and then next life hits you hard. 3-3, you lose on pens. Fuck you.
To be fair,
it's fucking brilliant. It is fucking class.
I'm looking at Pash when you said this, and he's not happy because he loves to stick up for Pogba.
I was going to say, bro,
he's been class. He's been
scored that goal.
He's been class, yeah. But look, life comes at you fast. That's what I'm trying to say, man. One minute you're 3-1 up, next thing you go down on pens. That's the beauty of the game. That goal was insane by him. It was just top right bins. It was unreal.
The French defenders have been so good as of late, and they just fell apart, didn't they? Especially the third goal. The Swiss player who scored the third goal. Does anybody remember? I'm not too clued up on that. Swiss team.
So it's with a stitch at the end.
But absolutely
or something.
Absolutely broke the French centre back's ankles, and then just wrapped it bottom bins. They just fell apart, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Mbappe, probably worst game I've ever seen him have.
Well, he's had a poor tournament.
To be fair, he's had a pretty bad tournament. He's been quiet. He didn't score a single goal. Bit of a shocker for him, really. I think there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders. A lot of people putting it down to arrogance. People thinking that he's got a lot of arrogance as well. His ego's too big, so maybe that's what's affected him. A lot of pressure he's putting on himself. So, his PSG contract's up next year now, and apparently he's not looking to sign either. So,
well, everyone's going to repair it to the 2018 tournament he had when he was absolutely unplayable. So obviously everyone's going to compare it, and when you compare it to that, he is going to look bad. But he did have a very poor tournament. Which is surprising.
How old is he? He's still 22, isn't he?
22.
Yeah, he's 22 now.
So,
I think
do you know he's the youngest player in the squad?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah, it's wild.
For him to be the youngest player in the squad.
There was a bit of backlash when he did miss the pen. Lots of people were not happy. The French squad didn't run over to him, and so on him a little bit. Usually you see that, and it was a bit weird. He got caught sort of left there, and you knew he was going to miss it after the game he had. I had a feeling he was going to get saved.
But the thing is, he didn't even miss. The keeper saved it. It is what it is. It would like what he did. It wasn't a great pen, but the keeper did save it at the end of the day. So it's all props to the keeper at the end of the day.
Remember when we played Switzerland and I said the Summer is a mint keeper? He is a mint keeper.
He is. He's
been around for years as well.
Yeah, and he proved it obviously with that save. But
the way he's just pointed to the left and then just jumped to the right. Proper shit. But it paid off in it at the end of the day. He didn't do it for anyone else. He just did it for Mbappe. He fucking ruined him and saved it.
I feel bad for Benzema because obviously first time back in the national squad after a while, and he looked like he's obviously scored 2 banging goals. The first goal
can't feel bad for him.
No.
Well, you get, he's fucking, he's won a lot, but I felt like I was just starting to see him in the French team. That first goal where the ball got past him and it was behind him.
Yeah, that goal was
down.
Oh yeah,
and there's footage of him doing that in training quite often. It's sort of come up, so it's like something he does quite regularly. And I was quite excited to see. Okay, we're going to see the Benzema come now. I was thinking no chance, but they were 3-1 up. I was like, France has won this tournament.
I hope you enjoyed it, mate, because that's probably his last fucking tournament.
Well, you say that, but the World Cup's only a year and a half away.
Yeah, you're playing the World Cup.
So
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Drew's older. I don't think, you know what I mean? That's a space. I don't know if Giroud makes the World Cup.
You sure?
I don't think Giroud makes World Cup, but I think
Giroud's older than Benzema.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was
A couple of years older. So, Giroud's going to be looking at
he's
doing,
so
unless he gets a really good move. He's looking at not making that. But Anthony Martial, who would hope to make the World Cup if he has a good season. But what I thought was, I listened to our last podcast very soon after it released, and Yolki said that the Spain-Croatia was a hell of a game and maybe one of the best games that you've ever seen, or one of the best games. And it felt weird watching it because it was like, no. Like for me, that France-Switzerland game, even though there was less goals, for me that France-Switzerland game was even better because Croatia, from what I saw, looked like they were dangerous, but Switzerland really because France went on that blitz where Switzerland missed the penalty, and then they scored those 2 goals, and then Pogba scores, and you're like, this could get like 6-1 or. Do you know what I mean? You're thinking they might just run riot now, and then out of nowhere, they scored on the 82nd minute, Switzerland, and then you're thinking, oh, this could happen, and then that third goal, like you said, it wasn't even like a jammy goal, from a corner, or it was like it was a class goal from the Switzerland player.
I fucking love it when the tournaments end up like this. Do you know when it's summertime, like those 2 games, there's 14 goals. And you're just like, this is class. And, a lot of time, there gets so much build up and so much tension, and then it's 1-1, 0-0. 14 goals, 2 games.
Yeah. In one day as well.
For the neutral. Yeah, for the neutral, you just there like, this is why it's the best sport in the world.
Literally, best day of the tournament, hands down.
Definitely.
That probably will be for a few years as well. I can't imagine a day like that again. You get 2 games that are just absolutely.
No, never.
Yeah, you probably won't
not with such high quality teams. Maybe if you got some big team against San Marino or Kosovo or something, but to have such, you know what I mean? 2 big teams, so many goals, it's mad.
I think Friday's got potential, mind.
Mate, I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah,
Spain, Switzerland. I mean, I'm upset we're not getting Spain, France, but if it's anything like the other 2, that's why isn't it going to be a good game?
If Switzerland put them out, I reckon they've got a massive chance of pulling this off.
I can't see him getting past Spain.
Considering they didn't do that, not amazing in the group stage, come third. But imagine they just, they get all the way to the end.
I'm not sold by Spain. I still think they come up. If someone gives them a bit of a challenge, they can crumble.
Definitely beat Spain. Switzerland can definitely beat Spain.
100%.
They were awful in the first 2 games. I know they've scored 10 goals now in the last 2, but Switzerland,
they must be full of confidence. They just beat France. The World Cup winners, they must be just like, look, why can't we win this tournament now?
Yeah, why can't you beat anyone? That's where you got to look at it. Yeah,
and I think that Spain team is just not. It's not on the level it used to be. It's just not.
That Morata goal though was nice where he took it down.
Morata's not a player you can rely on. Though.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Morata is just usually crap, misses. I don't say crap. He's a professional football player, but I'm saying that he's crap. Yeah, man, he just that was a world class goal. Then you got to give it to him. But like I said, Spain not having anyone who's reliable up front I think it's going to hurt him big time.
He's got a lot of goals.
They seem to be doing well without it at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Tez, do you think is it time to say he's coming home or?
I think he's been saying that for fucking. Let me just say something. Tez gives it all that on the podcast, right? And he's like, "It's coming home, lads. We're gonna smash it." Soon as you get him in the pub watching England, game hasn't even kicked off. We're gonna lose 2-0. We're losing it. Tez,
exposed.
I didn't say we were losing it. What are you on about?
Tez, be honest.
Look at the story. What did I say on the story?
Yeah, look at the story.
What did I say?
All I saw was sweat.
I said 3-1. I said 3-1, and you're all laughing at me. And we won by 2 goals.
That is Tez acting up for the camera. As soon as he's off that camera, he hasn't got a shade of hope.
Look, I'll be honest. I was very on the fence because, look, we played 5 defenders and then 2 holding midfielders. I was very like a lot of people. I was very worried about what was going to happen. And also, the first 10 minutes, Germany looked fucking good, and I was like, this could be bad, really bad. And we got through that. Saka and Sterling did really well, running the ball down the wings and getting us some possession. And, the rest was history.
Does
I'm still really reluctant to get
Was it the
excited
first,
about it
first
because
time
I know,
we beat
you-
the Germans in like a major tournament since 1966.
because a bit like Switzerland, right?
This is
Switzerland have
crazy.
just beat France. It's a big shock. But how many times you see a team, there's always a shock, and then they get knocked out the next round against someone who's a bit easier. And for me, Switzerland, I think, I do think Spain are going to beat Switzerland, and I do think that we need to be switched on against Ukraine now because
100%.
we beat Germany. But that's why I think I said in the pub the other night, I'd rather that was like, obviously, I'd rather be a quarter or a semi, and then we beat Germany to go on, because like beating them so early in the tournament, it's like, for some people, this is like the best moment they've ever had as an England fan, like beating Germany in a knockout. And it's like, we need to be switched on. And I think with Southgate,
England have been scarred.
I'll give him a lot of stick. I will give Southgate a lot of stick, and he deserves it still. And he still needs to get his selection. I think but I do think he will be good at keeping the players calm and like keeping them like locked in. And so that's why, like, I think we will get the job done in Ukraine, but I'm not like, I don't think it's going to be like we're not going to get away with it. It's going to be a tense little game.
How much credit do you think Southgate deserves? Obviously, because it hasn't been pleasing on the eye. A lot of the games has been a slugfest,
it was absolutely boring.
When you haven't conceded a goal, also. So he's not playing for style. It's not the most exciting games, but if you win, everyone's excited anyway. But he hasn't conceded. He's beat Germany, which was a big test. I know that other teams weren't the highest quality of opponents, but do you think he's just playing it well? If you don't concede in knockout football, usually, well, you're going to win, aren't you?
Look, I genuinely believe that this England team, and I know they always say, I genuinely believe that in terms of world-class players and like good young players, this is maybe one of the best teams you've ever had, like in terms of the clubs they're playing for around Europe. So that he's got a good pool of players to pick from. He has done well. He's managed it through, apart from the Scotland game, which was fucking awful. He's done really well. He's done the thing. My issue is, my issue has always been if we go behind, and we've not conceded yet, and then we have Sterling who's been fired. Kane's now got a goal. I'm hoping that'll be good. I think my frustration is like at the beginning we were talking on podcast, and I think we didn't label it as this, but we were basically saying who's going to start between Mount, Foden, and Grealish. All three, are two, are one, and all of them were on the bench. Now, obviously, Mount had the COVID thing, but for like, I don't know, this country. Sorry, I say this country. England is always very divided on politics and sport and so many things. But one thing it seems to have got very, very united on is that they think Jack Grealish should start, and it's not just like English fans. Like everyone thinks that.
Yeah.
And like,
if you took like a poll,
exactly, and it's like he's been involved in 3 of our 4 goals, and
as soon as he come on, you've seen the change of the pace of the game change.
I know.
Completely. It was so boring up until then. He come on, and that's when you went straight ahead. Then it was good.
So I mean, and I'm worried. I think we beat Germany, but I think we'll probably change the formation again, back to 4, and then allow us to have that extra forward, because I think we're going to need to be more. It's not like with Germany where we can maybe soak up the pressure. Even though I did think it was quite even with Germany, apart from that first 10 minutes, I thought it was quite an even game. Or I even feel like we dominated it a little bit in parts. But with Ukraine, we're going to need to dominate the game, and like Grealish is going to make that happen.
Last question I want to ask you, just because you're like obviously England till I die, and then we'll move on to the other fixture. Who do you reckon to be the standout player out of the England squad so far this tournament?
Who's been the standout?
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you know what? It's really hard to pick one because the teams change so much, because there's only a few. So in terms of like ever present, it's Sterling and Pickford. Even though Sterling has banged so many goals,
Pickford seems different.
I still think Sterling could have done a bit better. Like apart from last game, I thought he was fucking class. The other games, I feel like he still could have done better. But he's been landing the goals. You can't have a go at him. But I genuinely believe like Grealish as well. Like he's had so many less minutes than Sterling, and he's been involved in 3 goals. I know Sterling's been involved in at least 3 goals, if not more, maybe 4. I don't know if he's
3 goals, hasn't he?
So it's like, so for me, I think it's them, and also if Maguire, Maguire adds a lot, and I've also fucking loved Trippier. I've named loads of players, but
you just named Scott.
I do think we're going to beat Ukraine. I do think we're going to winning the semis, and then I think
Well,
we're going to lose in the final. That
I
is,
think you're
why
going
do
to
you think
make.
you're going to lose in the final? I think like you've got the easiest path now to the final. Why would like who beats you in the final? Honestly, who do you think?
I just think the Italians.
Yeah,
You know,
they're clean, like.
I think the Italians played their second team against Wales, and still like the way they. I said this in the other podcast. Like the way they move the ball and attack is just like it's like they've been playing together the whole time. And like I think a lot of other countries, if they like England when they play second team in a friendly, it doesn't fucking look like that. When a lot of other top teams play their second team, it's chemistry. But the Italians were looking like they fucking played together since they were 16 years old. And for me, that's why I just think they're going to just be popping it about. They haven't really got a star. I don't think they've got like a star man. They're just like all like just run well, and they all look fresh as fuck on the sidelines.
Locatelli's been pretty good as well.
Yeah.
I mean,
But so Italy are playing Belgium.
Banging around.
You know what I mean? Italy are playing Belgium. I think a lot of us will think that's who's going to get on the final on that side.
I
think Belgium. I reckon they just hold. Yeah, I think they can nick a goal from them.
I honestly think that England are going to make a mockery out of Ukraine.
I think so. So I think they'll give them an eye then.
The only reason why I think that.
A bit quiet so far.
The only reason why I think that is because you could say that England have been boring, but they've done the job. But I think they've been a bit tentative going forward, and I think that they could have scored a lot more goals. They could have scored more against Germany. In the other previous games, I just feel as though they're a little bit anxious going forward and getting the goals in. They're just making sure they're not conceding. That's what Southgate's telling them to do. And to be fair to them, they've done it to a T. But I think the Germany win is like, it's just the confidence boost they need. They're going to go out there now and be like, let's just fucking bang some goals.
But the team makes a difference to that. Yeah. The team makes a difference to that, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But like, I agree that if Grealish starts, it could be, I honestly think it could be a 4-5-0.
I think so as well, because the thing is, Grealish could, a lot of times, like players get dropped and they could come on and just won't be good and like they sulk or whatever, but he comes on and he just fucking grabs the game.
I fucking love him, bro. But if he doesn't start, I reckon it'd be like a smelly 1 or 2-0.
I think like the thing is, I think like maybe
not pretty
because he's had a few injury problems as well throughout the season. Maybe what he's doing is like he's putting on like quite a solid bit of defense, like wearing down the team, attacking, wearing them down, bringing on players like Grealish, then just to go for that attacking option.
The depth is ridiculous, isn't it?
I know, but I don't
know. Maybe, I don't know. That's what the tactics seemed like for him, because I don't know.
But you got he's one of, let's say he's our best. He's one of our best creative players, and he's created so much in the last half an hour of each game, right? So
you want him to start and get
X amount.
Lose him?
How many more is he going to make if he's playing 3 times the amount of time? Do you know what I mean? I know that people are tired, but that's the problem, and you can't ever go at Southgate for what he did against Germany. He played it perfectly, but
I think that was the right way to do it. Like you said, just have Germany attack. Like you said, Germany looked really good at the start, and they looked pretty consistent throughout the first half. Tired them down a bit, and then next thing you know, then they bring on like the attacking players, and then I don't know. I mean, that's when they start getting the goals.
But when you play against the better teams and they score 2 goals in the first half against you, and you're 2-0 down, that's a difficult situation to bring on Grealish. You know what I mean? It's just 0-0. It's like, but you're not guaranteed to be 0-0 because you might not be creating enough before he gets on the pitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we talked enough about England. I didn't want to talk too much about England. You know what I mean? He's coming home. But
don't jinx it.
The headliner is Belgium and Italy, which obviously we've touched on.
That's a big game.
I want Denmark to beat.
What do we think of? Sorry. Before we go into that game, I just want to know, what do we actually think of Belgium? Does anyone rate them? Because I really don't know if they're any good.
I think they have, I reckon they are.
I reckon
De Bruyne is injured, though, isn't he? And they're a bit suspect about him coming back for Italy.
I think it'll be fun.
I think they'll be fine as well. Like they have still got really good players,
I think it could be comfortable. I think Italy could win by 2 goals.
Yeah, I think Belgium's also waiting. They're obviously abundance of talent and some world-class players, but I think they don't gel all the time. Usually they rely on sort of De Bruyne doing like a wonder pass, Lukaku just muscling someone out of the way. What I will say about Lukaku, he is class, but he is known to go missing in some big games. Obviously, it was when he was over at United. He didn't score against the big 6, that sort of thing. And I remember in the Europa League final, I think he scored an own goal. And I think he could go missing in a big game, and that could be sort of detrimental to Belgium. I think Italy do them. I think Italy do them with a clean sheet.
I think Italy's going to expose them.
I go for Belgium.
I agree. No, sorry, I don't agree with you, Nick. I think Italy. Roberto Martinez.
Because I've already got a bet on, so. Yeah, you got to back
Mancini.
it now.
Mancini.
So,
Belgium to
Mancini's
win it.
doing bits.
Belgium to win the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Czech Republic, Denmark.
I want Denmark to win that. Now I am back in. Now that they knocked us out, I'm back in the underdog.
I was salty with Denmark for that night. I was fucking being horrible, but
that's what I'm saying. I want them to go and win the whole thing now, just so we can say like,
it's a
fair
fairy
enough.
tale, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Go on then, off you go. If you're gonna knock us out, go and win the whole bloody thing. You know what I mean?
Like Portugal did back in 2016.
Exactly.
Obviously, it was only one extra round they had to play, like, but still.
I mean, that's probably the most, like, obviously the least interesting one of the whole.
I think so.
The whole round, but
no, whoa! It's not what Czech Republic, Denmark.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's one of the most interesting, isn't it? Because like you're guaranteed to have one of them in the semi, which no one would have predicted at the beginning of the tournament.
It doesn't mean it's going to be a good game.
I think it'll be a good game.
I don't know.
I think it will be a good game, but if you look at the other three fixtures, I just think that that's going to have the least eyes on it. Like, if it wasn't for Denmark's fairy tale, and that's, to be honest, probably one of the reasons why I will sit down and watch it. But I just think that I want Denmark to do it. I really do. I just want them to win, and Denmark beating England in the semi-final would be fucking gold dust. Like,
that'd be a tough game for England, I think.
It would be a tough game. If Denmark get through again, they're going to be so close to it. Like, they're going to have the whole fucking country already. I know, he's biting his nails.
So I would rather, if England don't win it, I want Denmark to win it. But I also think, I feel like I've definitely the easier game is for us to play Czech Republic. But then on the other hand, part of me is like, I don't want the players to be like, oh, we're really beating these guys and then take it easy against them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would much rather Czech win that, because I just think with the whole Denmark story and everything, it's like everything will be against England, and that's going to be like.
That's how we felt.
You can see the movie already. They're going to make a movie about it anyway if they get to the semis.
Yeah.
Probably. And like, if they then beat us and got to the final, or do you know what I mean? Imagine if they won it. Do you know what I mean? Denmark is just massive, you know. Talked about for years.
Won it before. Shit house to victory.
They won it, but they won it when they last won it. They only went in it because Yugoslavia went to war, so they lost in the playoff to Yugoslavia, or something like that. And they went to war, so so for that they weren't even meant to be at the tournament, and they ended up winning it. I think we're giving each team a fair crack.
Who's going on to win it?
So now we need to.
That's what we got to choose.
8 teams left. Say who's going to win it.
Who's going to win it?
Who wants to go first?
Italy.
I've been nervous. You think
Italy. From Yoki Chan.
Italy for me too.
Italy for you. What do you think, Nate?
My brain says Italy, but my Sky Bet app says Belgium.
So which one are you going for?
Belgium, of course. There's money on the line.
Gamble responsibly. I'm going to go.
See, are you going to act the big man, or are you going to say what you truly think?
I truly think
England, man.
I can't lie. I think if England gets to the final, they'll win it.
He wants to say it's coming.
I genuinely believe if we can get through the next 2 games, I think if we get to the final, we're at Wembley. I think with the confidence, like Yoki said, like you said, like if we run through Ukraine, and like get a few goals, for me, I think that will be enough confidence to be like, they can do any game. They can do the Germany.
Show a clip from literally 10 minutes ago, black and white.
I know.
If we get to the final, we're losing.
Yeah,
it's definitely.
I think if we can get through the semis, we're going to win it.
I think it's definitely going to be an Italy. For me, Italy-England final.
Yeah, I think so.
So, do you think you're losing to Italy, or are you going to win it?
My man's telling me Italy to win. My heart's telling me England, and
go on.
Right,
England are winning the Euro 2020, and I'm going to do a podcast for about 2 weeks after, because I'm going to be in the pub.
There we go.
Oh, mate, that's going to be like a little clip going up on social media now. England are winning the 20.
Italy, I can't wait. Well, it'll go up on Sunday after we lose to Ukraine.
I can't wait for that.
After Yarmolenko masterclass, like.
Literally.
Oh, fucking hell.
All right, then. That's been our predictions then from the court. I say predictions, we've fucking only got 8 teams left. Not exactly sticking our necks out there.
What I will say before you wrap up, before we go, if you did get this far, thank you, and you are rewarded by knowing that we got a new brand next week. Bye.
Saucy too. It is saucy.
Hold tight.
We're
And
gonna be
to
looking
celebrate,
good.
are we going to celebrate the new brand as well? We going to say
Yeah,
what
we
we're doing
will.
for it? What are we doing for it? Is anyone going to say? Or are we going to
Maybe
keep
a
that
little-
on the wrap and then we maybe release
Just a little competition. That's all we'll give
I
for
don't
now.
even know what we're definitely doing for.
No, I know. That's why I'm not saying it.
uh,
But we are going to do something.
Give
so-
us ideas. What do people want for free? That's not like like new cars or houses. Like
Yeah,
maybe
or new
like,
girlfriends.
we're not miracle workers. Just maybe like a shirt from next season. Any shirt of your choice, whatever you want.
But keep an eye out for the new branding from Monday.
Any shirt from next season which is under £40.
Yes,
From League Three.
and off the H gate as well.
Yeah, with no name fucking.
I'm
or
sure
number on
Bolton
the
will
back.
come under that.
Under £40.
Yeah.
We can have
It's
free
damn right, 'cause
Bolton.
we're not in I tell you what, we released our away kit today. It looks mint, and then you see the Home Bargains logo on it, and you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
I
The
reckon-
Swans one
Right,
unreal, but I
I
won't
tell
get
you,
into it.
I reckon what would be a good one to celebrate them getting a new sponsor. We're at Wrexham with the TikTok sponsor. We'll maybe buy a Wrexham shirt and give it out for
What, they
free.
got TikTok on the front?
Yeah, they literally got a new sponsor today, and
I'm gonna fucking buy it now. Like,
yeah. So guys, if you want a Wrexham shirt, that could be the prize.
okay.
We'll keep an eye
Also,
out
yeah,
from Monday.
let us know on the socials, comment, and what I was gonna say. Oh, something like football related, and say, predict who you think's gonna win the Euros, but go with Nath. Tell us what you want from us. On the video anywhere. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Keep sharing, subscribing. Listen to the Top 4 podcast. Boys, always been a pleasure.
Don't say it.
It's been emotional.
Don't say it.
All right, it's coming home.